everybody, this is Chuck and I really appreciate you stopping by my shop. Today's video is tool modifications and tips. We're going to go through it quick. There's no machining, but I think if you stick around you're going to go, oh crap, nice, oh wow. Trust me, hang with me here and we're going to run through it real quick, and we'll start off first with some information. So how many of you out there have cemented carbide tooling? Huh? How many out there have it? Well, did you ever look at the side of it? And let's see, we'll try this one right here, see if it'll focus. If you notice, it says ALC5. Well, what the hell does all that mean? Well, I finally found out. So I got a little cheat sheet here. Hopefully you can see that. So the designation of C, C2, C5, C6, and C7 tells you what the cemented carbide is for. Who in the hell's calling me? So we're going to pick it back up on the cheat sheet. So the designation on the side of these tools, C2, C5, C6, and C7. Did you guys ever wonder what that meant? I did. I used to pick this tool up and I use it. I don't know what it's for, right? Well, C2 is for cast iron. This is the carbide. C5 is for steel and steel alloys. C6 is for high temp and exotic and stainless steel. And C7 is for steel and stainless steel. So hopefully I departed some information to you guys. As I tell you, as I learn things, I always love sharing it with everybody. And here's a sheet I picked up. Hopefully that'll focus on that. But that gives you all of the designations of, AR, AL is for turning to a shoulder. D is a 90-degree included angle. E is a threading tool. They're all listed here, what they're designed for. So hopefully that's great information for you guys. I love sharing that stuff. All right, let's talk about a tool modification real quick. I think you can see my height stand here. Let me zoom in. Oh, right, we're going to zoom in. We got something else to talk about back here. See that clock? Where is it? We got to talk about that clock. I just got that recently, okay? But let's zoom in on the height stand here. Let me get it over here. Okay, this is kind of your typical height stand. It can be a dial, it could be digital or whatever. But a lot of guys out there in the home shop, you don't have depth mics. And this is one way to have a depth mic, assuming you have a height stand of some sort, is you would modify the tool that sits in the height stand here, and you'd have a rod that goes down in through that tool. Let's say I wanted to measure the inside of this bore. Well, you would set your height, set your tool, lock the rod, right? Then you're going to move it over and let the height stand go down into the part, right? Lower your height stand, and you get your reading. So it's just a way on your surface plate or on your bench, if you needed to precision measure a depth of a bore, you can modify it. Very simple to make a little bar here and a little set screw that holds it in place, and now you got a telescoping gauge to go down into a bore. Okay, let's go on to the next subject here. We're going to go quick, like I said. So here's a couple of more tool mods that I did, and get you in the camera. So my C5 or C5. Come on, Charlie. So here's my 5C hex collet and square. And how many times have you guys went over and set this up in your mill and you need to know what's the center line of this guy? finally got smart the other day, printed the outside dimension and what the half dimension is. So no more each time I go over there, oh, what the hell's the size of this thing? Got it marked on both of them. I'm going to do it on my ER35s also. If you don't have a laser to do this, if you have an etching gun, you know, that'll go mark metal, you could do the same thing. It won't look as pretty, but you got the information. All right, great tool mod, huh? All right, next tool modification, which involves a modification for my 10EE and doing a little 3D printing. So the other day when I bought the AccuFinish grinder, the seller said, oh, here, I think this goes with it. And I looked at it and I said, oh yeah, that's fine, throw it in there. Well, this comes off a spin indexer. But what I've wanted to do for the longest time was to put an index plate on my 10EE. So what I did is machined a piece. That has a keyway in it, and I could have broached this and made it for a keyway, and instead I took a regular Allen head, 1/4 inch 20, and I machined it so that it fits the 187 keyway that's in the back of the mill. So it locks in that way. And then bored this plate and soldered this plate to my fixture. So let me move the lathe and we'll go over and look at the tool modification. Move my lathe. How about if I move my part in my butt, okay? Okay, we're at the back of the 10EE and you can see the keyway that is here in the spindle. Some time ago, I actually 3D printed this. I didn't design it, but off the Thingiverse to see if I could somehow adapt this, and it's been sitting around. But once I got this part, I saw the light. And so this just locates right on here. Come on, of course on the camera, it's cold in here. There it goes. So it pops right in, and then I 3D printed a pointer, which I may make one out of aluminum later on, but to design this in Fusion and 3D print it was just the easiest way to do something. The first thing I did is just started the 3D print, check my radiuses to see if that worked. Then I printed the first example of it, and it turned out that I was too far out and I wanted a pointer. And so I kind of filed a pointer on this one to see how I liked it, and then went back, just shortened the stem a little bit, put the pointer in it, and got a nice pointer on the back of there. I don't have a stop yet. I'm going to probably devise a stop, but I don't see that I'm really going to need a stop. Now the 10EE does have a stop mechanism here. It's roughly about every 30 degrees, but on checking it with the wheel, it's nothing precision by any means. It's just a stop for the spindle to hold it in a static position. But anyway, we'll move on to the next item. Well, since I mentioned 3D printing, a friend of mine, Andy, I was up at his shop, and his Lista cabinet did not have the end caps, these little plastic end caps, which basically that's what they look like. They slide in, they have a little square notch that locks into the back to hold them in. Well, he was missing them. I was up there talking with him, and I said, hey, I think I can 3D print that. So he took the handle off of his, and I brought it home, and he says, go ahead and make them if you want. And so I did 3D print replacements. And this is one of the early prototypes. You can see I had the square notch on there, and I was shortening it. I said, might as well save on the plastic. Well, what I didn't realize was how that notch at the time locked into the panel. Once I figured that out, pretty simple. So anyway, 3D printed handle ends for him, sent it back to him. I subsequently have done it for my other 2 different tool cabinets that I have. We may take a picture of those, but I got those done. But lo and behold, I get a message that I got a package coming, and very nice of Andy. He sent me, which I didn't do this to get anything, but he sent me 2 1, 2, 3 blocks, more tools. Beautiful. These are just awesome. And then he sent me this grinding fixture, shop made, and it's got different threads on all different elevations of it. Really a nice tool. I have a passion for these things, and really want to thank Andy very much for sending these to me. I'll show you in the drawer here when I said I have a passion for these. I'm going to back up a little bit. But as you can see, I got a drawer full. And they all sit here waiting their turn. There's times when you need a specific fixture to hold something either in the mill or the grinder, and I've got my collection of them. And I probably won't stop collecting them. I will end up getting more. Well, I need to share something with you. I saw this on another fella's channel, and I'm not hawking this or telling you to buy it or whatever, but I saw it and I said, I got to go buy one. Klein Tools, it's a wire stripper. It'll do Romex. Here we go. You ready, guys? Watch this now. Get it over that. It'll cut Romex. Okay, that's pretty cool, huh? Hopefully we're in focus here. Put the Romex through there. Look at that. It strips the coating off of it. Let me peel some paper here. Same tool. Same tool, you can go right in. Strip the copper. But wait, that's 12 gauge, or that's 14, I think. Hey, let's go down to little tiny wire. Let me cut that off first. Yeah, let's strip this guy. Huh? Is that not the bomb? Anyway, how to share it with you. It's got an adjustable stop here. Klein Tools. I saw that. One thing I just hate is stripping Romex, and this thing is the bomb. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This next one's going to get you. This is my Bead Blaster. I keep it outside covered up. I took a video and posted it on Instagram, and we're going to switch over to that, and I hope you enjoy it. I think it's going to be a great modification to my Bead Blaster. Okay, let's finish up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. This clock. The other day I got a phone call from a friend and said, hey, do you want this mill drill? And so said, well, either I'll take it or I think my friend will want it. So we went up to the shop. Dean the air cave shop, Dean, and myself went up there to see what we could seagull. And I opted not to take the mill drill. My buddy didn't want it. I said, I don't have room for it. It's not worth my effort to try to sell it, clean it and sell it. So the fellow that contacted me is going to find a new home for it. But found this clock on the wall and pulled it down off the wall, and has a key. It's a clock that you wind. It's got a key. You open up this window right here. Opens up, and then you can go ahead and wind the clock. So the key was jammed. The thing wouldn't move, and then all of a sudden, whack! The key let go, whack the hell out of my fingers. So I brought it home and performed surgery. Opened it up to see what was wrong with it, and it turns out there's a pawl that, as you wind the main spring on the unit, the paw locks. And I've got some pictures here, you'll see it, that the end of it was broken off. It would kind of grab. Well, again, playing with it as I was doing surgery, it got me a second time and whacked my fingers. Never again, believe me, that's painful. But anyway, I performed surgery on it, made a new part, which you'll see, and it works great. And I have to tell you, honestly, thing was working great. All of a sudden, it stops. I go, what the hell? Surgery was great, but the patient died. And so I opened it all back up again, and I had not noticed that when the main spring came around, there was a higher portion on it, and I didn't catch the clearances. So I had to pull it all back apart and fix it, but it's running great. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun just producing it for you real quick, and we'll catch you on the next one real soon. Please take care and be healthy.